time to get your fix. Come on down, get your horrible gaming review. 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 Wow.
Hi, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming, and welcome to another horrible game review. This is actually one of my rare re-reviews, but before we get into it, I got to do a few disclaimers for you. Number one, this is the word horrible in the title of this video does not refer to the content or DLC that I am reviewing, but actually the video itself. I do snap judgment reviews here. I get about 5 to 10 hours. In this case, I got a way more since it's a re-review, but with the game, and I'm just trying to tell you right off the bat whether you're going to enjoy it or not. With that, coupled with the fact that I think the games are one of the most subjective forms of art, I will not be giving you a scored review. Instead, I will be giving you the overall view of what the game is, the pros and the cons of the game, in my point of view, as all reviews are, and then I'll tell you whether I will be sticking with the game outside the purposes of this review or not. That being said, that being done, we are taking a look at Naraka bladepoint again. I reviewed this back when I purchased it for Steam back in the day for about $20, but it has dropped into Game Pass, which we all know that changes things. So I have downloaded the Game Pass version. I have started to play it. I have a few friends on it. Got to do some duels and some trios and all sorts of stuff. So I just decided to take another look at this in depth and give you guys an idea whether you're going to like it overall. So as this is a re-review, it is a while from the last time I did it. So here's a quick overview. It's a battle royale, kind of in the more traditional sense. You drop in with nothing. You have to run around looting things such as healing items, grappling hooks, weapons, and armor. And you have to do that as fast as you can because everybody else on the map, other than your teammates, if you're playing in a team, are hunting you. You're trying to be the last person alive, and then as with every battle royale, you've got the ever-shrinking zone that is randomly chosen over the map and slowly moves in as the game goes on, pushing the players closer and closer together until there is one person or team remaining. With that being said, what differs this from a lot of other battle royales is this is a melee-focused battle royale, close combat with weapons. There is a myriad of weapons, dual blades, swords, spears. Then there is ranged weapons, but they work a little bit differently. You really can't get full kills on them unless you're third-partying, but there's a whole array of those as well, from muskets to cannons to pistols to all sorts of things. Now, each one of the weapons and the armors has a rarity system. Goes from common to rare to epic to legendary. And the rarity usually ups their damage, also ups their durability, meaning they can last longer, because what separates this, again, a little bit differently from a lot of other battle royales is all the weapons and armor you pick up. I mean, armor is this way in the other ones, but all the weapons you pick up, you have to also repair. They slowly become unsharp and deal less and less damage and even break. You can, of course, pick up repair items. You can also pick up armor repair items as you run around, as well as health items. And then there is a interesting grappling hook mechanic. You have to pick up spools of grappling hooks, but allows you to kind of Spider-Man around the level. What's very different for this battle royale than a lot of other ones is it's a very vertical game. You can parkour up just about any wall, and the grappling hook really gives movement the name of the game here. There is a simple to learn, hard to master combat system that kind of resembles rock, paper, scissors. You have a quick attack, which is just tapping a button. You have two different ways to attack with each weapon, which is both vertical and a horizontal slice, depending. Depending on the weapon, those can be completely different in each one. So one's not necessarily faster than the other. The quick attack just is a snapping quick attack, which usually interrupts any sort of parry and stops it. There is a parry button where your character enters a parry stance. And if you parry an incoming strong charge attack, you will not only knock your opponent back, but you will disarm them from the weapon they have in, which is a very interesting mechanic here. Then, of course, there is the strong charge attack, which is your blue attack. You can either hit this by hitting a large quick time combo, large quick attack combo, or by holding one of the buttons until your character goes blue and then releasing. But this, however, makes you kind of immune to quick attacks. You kind of enter this iframe level, you take reduced damage, and you won't be knocked back by quick attacks. So you can kind of like power through them to hit the quick attacks, meaning that's kind of your rock in this paper. The paper is definitely the counters, which can stop those, and then of course you've got the scissors, which are the quick attacks. So yeah, but again, hard to master because each attack still has its own intricacies and how to use them and when to use them in combat. You can also grapple attach to people, pulling yourself to them, which is very interesting and very entertaining. And you can also dodge. Dodge is a very interesting mechanic here because it allows you to... one thing I like about this, as a person who loves third-person fighting games, is this is more centered on the dodging than necessarily the parrying. While the parrying is a very useful thing, when you hit it, it is very powerful. This game is very much about zipping around and dodging your opponent's attacks, putting them out of position, and circling in a way that they're not expecting. The movement is just absolutely insane. You zip around the field very easily in this, and it makes for things very feel very anime, I suppose would be the best way to put it. But that's not all. Each one of the characters that you have in this game also has a set of individual powers, adding in that Overwatch-style hero aspect to it. One smaller, quick-use power that charges pretty fast, and then another ultimate, which gives you some sort of mega ability, anywhere from like big fireballs being shot out of your hand and tornadoes being summoned to you becoming a giant four-armed monster and running around the field. It's a very interesting mechanic. One that tends to work a little bit better in team play, but that being said, still very useful in the solo play. So that's Naraka bladepoint at its core. I mean, you've got the normal daily challenges, you've got the normal battle pass stuff, all the normal accoutrement that comes with a game like this. So what's good about it? What's bad about it? Let's talk about it. Let's get into the pros first. Okay, pros. I gotta say this is a specific pro to its kind of Game Pass drop, but the player counts are back up and it's a lot more fun. One reason I had stopped playing this on my Steam game was because the player counts had just completely dropped off in North America. This game has remained extremely popular with its Eastern audience, but the North American fans have definitely dropped off before this, and it had caused quite a bit of problem, especially since there was a lot of VPN hacking and writing into things because there wasn't enough North American people. That being said, a lot of that problem has gone away because of the influx of new Game Pass players, which is very exciting. That being said, that's probably my favorite pro right now. I also want to hop out another pro of the character customization, specifically on the face. Right off the bat, you can really get creative with your appearance as your character, and that's really fun. Really fun to do and really nice with these. I recently did Fall Guys as a review, and that was one of my biggest problems, was the lack of customization options right off the bat. My third pro has got to be the combat. The combat is absolutely crazy. It is hard to master, and again, it is very quick. So you've got to really be in there fast. It does lend itself to surprise attacks a little bit, which is a little bit irritating, but you always learn something from it. One thing I enjoy in this over your other battle royales is the other battle royales are all about shooting. It's about seeing your opponent first and killing them first. There's less technique to it. I'm not saying you don't have to have skill. You definitely have to have skill. But with this, you're focused on the combat and the combat aspects. You can really learn from your mistakes. You can really gather things from it, and I really appreciate that about this game. I appreciated that about this game the first time around, but that is still there. That mechanism is still there, and I really enjoy it. Alright, let's get into the cons. Microtransaction hell. Ladies and gentlemen, while you do have a ton of customization in the face, all the outfits, all the weapon skins, they're all locked behind things. And they're all super complicated to keep track of. There is never less than 4 different types of currencies rolling around the game. You've got to go to 3 different events. Every time you get in and out of a match, there is at least a a 1 to 5 minute process of going through each thing you earned and unlocking the thing you earned and then looking at the thing you earned and unlocking the thing you earned. What's irritating is there's no like just clear all notifications button either. If you get something for a character you don't even play, they will glow red until you go in there and grab them, and that just drives my OCD right up the wall. That being said, you constantly get things you don't need, you don't want. Plus, they lock items that should be just character-wide to one character. Why can't my one character over here have the red bamboo flask? Why can only this dude have the red bamboo flask hanging on his belt? Like, I don't understand. The cosmetic items and everything is so complicated and convoluted and silly. It is beyond ridiculous. But again, buried inside that is a really, really, really good core mechanic game. It's just you're gonna be bombarded with that battle royale bullshit stuff, which is just irritating on a whole. Alright, other than that, I don't really have a ton of cons. I mean, most of my old review stands. I just wanted to take a look at this game again and show it to you. I also want to say that this game was very much for tryhards when it was $20 and on Steam and the player count was dropping because it was only the champions playing at that point. But now you have a lot of players in there, so your skill levels can actually match up and you can get something out of this game. You're not just going in there running around for 40 minutes and then getting murdered by a much better player. There's a ton of things to learn, find, and do in this game. It is, for a battle royale, I would put it in my top 5, if not my favorite battle royale of all time. So, that being said, I am definitely going to stick with it. It is also much better played with friends, and that has revitalized my soul a little bit on it. So I have been playing it with them quite a bit, and as long as they're playing, I'm probably going to stay with it. So, hope this helps you guys. Either way, you can comment below, tell me if I got it wrong or if I got it right. You can also reach us on Facebook at OldManGamingDH, on Twitter at OldManGaming9. You can join our Discord. That link is in the description. You can influence this and all of our shows from there. And ladies and gentlemen, as long as you keep watching and listening, I'll keep making it. I'll see you guys next time.